Good afternoon, Mr. Charlie. My name is Juan Miguel Posada. I'm going to be talking about five developed strong ideas from the excerpt of Chapter 11, Pride and Prejudice, or the passage 2 from pages 39 and 40. So the first one is Miss Bingley's desperation and performative sophistication. And so we are basically able to appreciate Miss Bingley's exaggerated attempts to try to gain Darcy's attention as she pretends to enjoy reading, she pretends to care, she walks to display her elegance, and she makes contrived remarks to actually in a way expose her desperation and her desire to want a marriage with Mr. Darcy. These actions have been highlighted clearly by the author, Jane Austen, as a critique of superficiality in social hierarchies and marriage life of those times in the 1800s. Next up, I'm going to be talking about the second strong point, and it's actually Elizabeth as a symbol of wit and authenticity. Elizabeth is a sharp wit and an independent character that basically has been set apart since the beginning as a strong, independent character. Basically, she has an ability to hold her own in conversation with Mr. Darcy as well as with other men, while subtly mocking societal pretensions, makes her a very, very refreshing counterpoint to the other side of Miss Bingley's approach, in which we're able to see that Elizabeth is a true leader, is a true person of authenticity. She does not care what society wants or expects about her, or what society may think about her doing whatever she wants. Next up, the third point is actually Darcy's pride versus his vanity, and in a way, we could identify this as a reflection of character growth, ensuring that Mr. Darcy is a round character, meaning that he has changed and he has progressed his personality throughout the chapters of this book. So, what do I mean by his character growth? Basically, Mr. Darcy's distinction between pride and vanity reveals his self awareness and his complexity. On the other hand, it is very contradicting with Elizabeth's earlier judge of him as merely arrogant. We're able to see this as Mr. Darcy actually views pride as something justifiable when rooted in genuine merit. And so Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy have very opposing points of views, but in the end they actually are able to complement each other. And this conversation foreshadows his growth and the evolving relationships between Darcy and Elizabeth. Next up, for the fourth point, is Austen's critique, the author Jane Austen's critique of gender and societal expectations in marriage and of the role of each of this was men and female. So the scene critiques the societal pressures on women to seek male approval through performance, as seen in Miss Bingley's case, as she expects Mr. Darcy to want her just because she is actually fulfilling some of the societal expectations of women at the time. In contrast, Darcy's reserved nature and Elizabeth's self-assurance challenges these traditional roles, these societal expectations, the views that people used to have in marriage and the roles of women and men throughout the courtship. And so this kind of emphasizes the importance of genuine connection over societal norms. Next up, the fifth and final point, authenticity as the basis of relationship. And it's very interesting to actually see these two characters be their truest selves when they are with each other, and that should be the basis of every relationship. So the tension between Miss Bingley's performative behavior and Elizabeth's authenticity highlights a very key theme of the novel. True relationships are built in substance and love rather than built on appearances and material things. Darcy's eventual attraction to Elizabeth underscores this message, while Miss Bingley's failure to win his attention reveals that basically uh, she was being too superficial to have Mr. Darcy like her. And so, again, we reach the same conclusion that authenticity is what holds together relationships, honesty, and love. And so, without authenticity, without truly showing yourself, exposing who you really are, you're going to have no chances with the other person whom you are in a relationship. So, thank you, Mr. Charlie. These are my five strong points. I hope you like them. So, yeah, have a good one and enjoy.